and that you can weigh those against potential value-added options that you have at the council level, and we can come to terms of, hey, what, when we have more of a discussion of what is the role of local government in providing such a service, are we being responsible, one, for our citizens, and then once we cover, the responsibility of providing everything for service for them, what can we do in addition to that, while also balancing our resources, human resources, financial resources and all that. So if, Johnny mentioned balancing this budget. So maybe we revisit how that's done, because staff did it and we did it by ourselves. We did it in a meeting with department heads. What do you need? What do you not need? What can we go without? What is not important, but not essential to getting things done? And at a certain point, we compiled a list that we weren't able to afford. So that's certainly part of like this discussion that needs to be revisited when we go at budget time to add things to it, and to be kind of interested in new and exciting things, when our role is very traditional in some ways, that we have to do the core services first, and we have to do them really well. So I'm not going to talk for very long, but I think sometimes it's not that we're saying less, we're just saying less or more of less, right? Focus on what we already have and be really good at that, and really championing those services that we currently do.
Are you also talking about mandated? I mean, is that what you mean when you say the basics that we gotta cover first? Is what our
Yeah, we gotta do
mandated
the
services?
basics well before we
Yeah.
go turn out and doing everything else.
Right.
We can't do the basics well.
Yeah. And to add to Matt's point, it's come up in the past, why not show the budget before we do the cuts? And Matt and myself wouldn't do our jobs if we didn't come to council with a balanced budget as a balance. Like, we can't go in there and say, here's a $2 million deficit. That would be irresponsible of us to present such a budget. And we've had internal debate about it, because there are times that the only way to show how bad it is to show this $4 million deficit, which is the list of all the deferred maintenance and deferred projects. But
So has that not been seen by council?
we posted that, what was it, 4 million?
We had a lot of asks that as a staff, made decisions on, prioritize, and some made it, some didn't,
Yeah.
and a lot didn't.
And what didn't got put into a packet and just shared with council.
Okay.
So if we could, have Paige say what she wants to say?
Yeah, we should do that.
Sure, absolutely. So I have a unique perspective on this, I think, coming from a staff member who was in the lower ranks, so to speak, and then kind of moved my way up to a department head, now working directly with village manager and council. So I have the perspective from it trickling downhill, and also now the perspective in my shoes here. So although I don't have the specific and very meaningful examples that Johnny does, I think the big picture, the message that I would give to council is, you guys, especially coming out of the process that I just did, which is very lengthy and in depth, you guys all had some say or some role in hiring each of us, even if it was just through hiring this guy to hire us. So let us do it. Just let us do it. Let us do our jobs. And trust that we are making decisions that are in line with the goals of council, the village policies, and the goals that we've outlined. I think that's what I really hope to gain from today was, hey, these are my goals. Here's how I think they align with what council's doing. We're working on all the same things because we all want the same thing, which is what's best for this community. And that's the truth at the end of the day. So if you believe in that, if you believe in us as the people that you hired to do the jobs, give us the autonomy and trust to let us do it. And if we say to you, here's my opinion on the matter, whatever that matter may be, because I am the expert in my field, say, okay, I cede to you. I think that's as simple as I can put it.
Okay. Yeah, I really appreciate all the comments, and I want to reiterate that we don't get to have these sit downs as much as we should. I should also add, and I know these last 2 years have been really tough and it's very frustrating, and the Ober thing and whatnot. But also just keeping in mind that when I came on council with Mary Ann, we were facing so much deferred maintenance, a water plant that was about to break down, and so, this is not to make an excuse, but you know, there's this perspective where, we've done a lot of work in this area, we need to continue to do better, we need to continue to be reminded about the sacrifices, I really like that. And ultimately, we need to work together so that we can make the case to the voters that these things need to be done. And so, and I'm, you know, I think I can empathize with the feelings because you know, I think I've shared the brunt, or experienced the brunt of it. But, you know, I think Gavin, you, the newest person, should know that these are things we care about, and it may seem like we give lip service, and maybe our decisions don't always align in the way that they should. But we need to keep on working on these things together, so.
And just, other thing I would say is, it's okay for all of us to feel the way we feel. It doesn't undermine the great work that everyone else has done. You know, Johnny's feeling frustrated, but look at the improvements that we've done in the entire system. I would put us against any municipality. We do great, we are innovative. Denise, the craft and approach kids to her work, and have come up with innovative ways of doing business, the building department, all the things that we've accomplished. We've done so much for economic development. Age, the change of culture that we've had to pay, and the team, the processes that we've improved with math. I think that it's okay that we feel all these things. It does not undermine the great work that has been accomplished. I think it's because of the great work that we've accomplished, we know that things need to be better.
So part of what I've heard today helps me to prioritize the stormwater fees. And, you know, again, I mean, there are some balances around, you know, just kind of thinking about how it impacts community members, and also the reciprocal tax. I mean, I am now feeling stronger about elevating those things. What were you gonna say?
Reciprocal income tax, stormwater fee.
Yep.
Wrote it down.
Good. So, folks should grab food, but we're gonna make this a working lunch, and so I wanna continue this conversation and maybe talk about some other things that we need to do ASAP.
Just for your information.
That was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Not totally.
Really good, very positive.
You're not too far off if that's all you're thinking, you know, another 1,000 or so.
No.
Yep. Yeah, not just move these.
Yeah. Cool, oh, thank you.
Smoke. Like 9 in the morning.
Yeah, I wanna smoke something. Oh, wrong. We're talking about turkey, right? How about turkey?
I don't have the papers here, so whenever you guys give me the papers, I'll fill out the papers.
Showing like,
Yeah.
I know the feeling, and I was just so much afraid.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you gotta feel,
So I did.
you know, like, you can run, I can make it, like,
I know, I personally.
Yeah.
So,
very knowledgeable. So much, you know,
So I'm gonna take that paragraph.
here, or some, the rules,
Yeah.
I have to, we gotta talk about unity, so it's,
Yeah,
you know, I like, you know, things that, you know, talk about, so.
Highlighting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk,
I wrote over to.
some social justice stuff in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you been Irish?
Not my work.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I was in Cincinnati for about 5 years, I worked in City Hall.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I worked in the budget office.
Okay.
And,
When were you there?
I was under Scott Stiles and Harry Bryant.
Okay.
He was, gosh, how many good years?
My buddy
14
John ran the budget
to
office,
19.
well, John Ingram, but he was before that.
John Ingram, yeah, when I was there, it was Chris Bigham.
Yeah, so you were there when Cranley, you're all
Oh, yeah, all under
Yeah.
family, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Lord, this is about
Yeah, I
as
was-
dense
I
as
mean,
it's
I-
gotten.
yeah,
It'd be nice
All
if
there,
you
you know,
just
the urban area.
Oh, yeah?
look at his
And,
desk.
I just lived right down the hill and over the
Yeah,
line for a long
exactly.
time.
Yeah, I'm just up the
Yeah.
hill right there.
Okay, cool.
And,
So
you
remember
know,
the
you
old
know,
thing with the
I
county?
I
said I was gonna talk to you. It was minor,
Yeah.
and it was white, and I ended up talking about it.
I can talk about the issues.
My neighbors.
Like, in terms of
What's the
like
cul-de-sac? I get-
you know, we're having-
Yes.
talk about that.
They don't want sidewalks, I didn't understand.
Yeah, we'll take
that.
You know, so you get to really,
What's
you
either that or
Yeah.
cut down a tree?
know, walk and talk it a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, right,
So,
on. Yeah, I'm
new
a big
houses.
Cincinnati fan.
Has to be
I
sidewalks.
mean, I
Where
can
did,
say,
where you live over
5 foot tree line.
a few different places, but,
And they don't wanna give
house
us.
set up in the longest one.
I think that's wrong with
We
it.
have
So, you know where Mulberry areas, you come down Sycamore Hill, so if you can't.
I'm
Coming
okay
down
with it.
Sycamore Hill, make a right on
Yeah,
Mulberry.
it's not ugly, but cul-de-sac
East
is
Street
not that
one
bad.
south.
Yeah.
I think if
If it wasn't a cul-de-sac,
Yeah.
it wouldn't even. be
Yeah, okay.
considered.
Yeah, I've done that, like, right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'd throw as soon as we fired up one chainsaw.
Right.
All over.
Right, right.
I'd be seeing all that.
But yeah, hey,
One of the guys that passed away with it,
Yeah, it's
he
changed
planted
quite
all
a
those
bit.
trees. I'm the old engineer from Morse Mead,
Yeah,
German guy.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
He planted
that's
every
the-
one of them. Really? So actually,
That's
we're
our-
cutting them down. We got 3 of those diseases.
you know, like, you know, a lot of great
Arbor Care's
kind
gonna
of urban
cut
development in our cities and.
some of the wood up
I don't know how
and give
much
it to
it's-
one of the neighbors and they're gonna have something made.
Sure.
to give it to the kids. That's part of it. And they actually want to
This
use
boom
those
happened
trees
because they weren't interested.
and I won't put them back because they get so
You
big.
know,
Yeah.
Right now, the sidewalk is taking a
Yeah.
bite.
you maintain
But
that.
eventually, the
Curb
curves
and
and
to
the
be
roads
bounced
are
up,
gonna
and most,
Yeah, well, those sweet gum, it's the birds, I hate those. I mean, I just cleaned my curb
Yeah, it's
this
a
weekend.
really amazing area.
I
Yeah.
feel bad. Yeah, I almost went across the street to clean theirs because
Yeah.
it covered my
So, yeah.
tree. But at the end of the day, I'm getting leaves from somebody else too, so.
I have an umbrella
Running
tree.
sign or whatever.
My
for-
God, I could pine needles.
Yeah.
W-
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Whatever the thing is,
I literally.
or just email it to me, whatever's easier.
35 feet.
And I'll do it.
I had a tree trimmer coming out.
Yeah.
I skinned it all the way through.
Okay.
The problem is,
Second week
stop.
is.
Yeah.
But what it did is it got them all in
Okay.
the garage.
Oh.
So whenever he goes, well, I like to take care of it. I was like, I'll give you a price. And so I got him a price tag.
Great.
It'll fall
Okay.
down eventually.
Right, yeah.
Look,
Sure.
it's like I have to
And if it falls on my
whenever I
garage,
see it.
Right, yeah, I've done a lot, like I've taken a tree
Cool.
down because.
Okay, yeah.
I've done a lot. I've taken a tree down because it got struck like on this side, so to heal, it started growing away and it's leaning towards his barrel, so I took it down. He asked, he said he paid half of it, I didn't charge him for half, but I got some. Then the bamboo, took down a bunch of bamboo. And darn, it's coming back.
Oh, you'll never get rid of it
Yeah.
unless you dig out the whole area.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I'm gonna try
4
to
inches
do.
deep is all bamboo.
Well, is that, so I think I'm gonna try to cut it, along my fence line, go down deep enough to find the rhizomes that, like, I want it growing over here, but I don't want it growing over here, so I'm gonna try to just cut it all. We didn't do that, what they did before is they cleaned up everything here, then did nothing there. So this is now growing
So you dig
back.
down beside the bamboo,
Mhm.
down 4 inches, and put it like a cement brick,
Okay.
a solid one,
Okay.
down, and they won't go under.
Okay.
Stop it.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, we just didn't think, it was a sort of a rush deal, like, again, same neighbor, he said he helped pay for it, but so much time went by, and he wanted all the bamboo, and I didn't get rid of all of it, so I'm not gonna charge him for it. But I'm gonna do what you said, because I know it needs to be some sort of a barrier to stop it from going that direction, and it had for about a year. just this rain and stuff we've had lately. Just, you know, it's crazy. And Dayton, tomorrow we got a house that's on Section 8. Section 8 came by and got her for the sidewalks leading to the porch. These two panels just, over the last couple of months, just a tree. I don't know, you think it's a mature tree, but all of a sudden, it's things are popping up.
What's this say, Jerry?
Does that feel uncomfortable wearing it? What's it say?
It is way too, yeah, it's a nice jacket though, it looks like a mix between a casual and I like that,
That's
yeah.
kind of a line,
It's
yeah.
nice.
It's 69 Richmond Way.
I can't do sweet tea.
Well, I can just.
I don't think I can justify that.
They're under my catering health.
So AC's not
Yep.
running. so
And it's all reported, says I'm pre-diabetic. I didn't know.
Right, I don't know where it's here.
Yeah.
I'm doing this, I'm doing sweet, I'm doing the extra sweet. So I'm doing good. I don't see any unsweet. So, yeah. I feel good, I'll feel good today.
Yeah, that's all they have.
Okay, I'm gonna suggest we kind of get back, since we have an hour left, and, see what else we can tackle.